All right, here we go. At Brain and Spine, Dr. Salisbury, here to share with you a little story about, what's your name?
Leslee.
Tell us what's going on. What brought you in to see us?
So I've had chronic fatigue for almost 10, 11 years now, and I didn't really know about it until I had to come home for my mission early. And then doctors couldn't do anything. I went to family practitioners, cardiologists. They didn't find anything, and they just said, you're probably depressed and, work on it.
That's what these show, right?
Yes, these top two. And then finally I had endo, which is from this one right here, and they fixed my endo, but I thought that would fix my chronic fatigue and my bloatedness, but it did not. And I was never technically diagnosed with chronic fatigue. It's just something that I figured, well, if I have to sleep all the time for 10 hours a day and 3-hour naps, that was me. And so I decided to go, last December, I decided to just kind of go through any doctor I could to figure it out because I was sick of this and I was done. And so I went to an endocrinologist who led me to a sleep apnea doctor, and the endocrinologist didn't find anything. The sleep apnea doctor said, oh, you do have sleep apnea, but an abnormal kind. And I was just like, well, I'm not doing a CPAP unless I can figure out something else.
Yeah, CPAP's like where you have to breathe with an apparatus at night to get oxygen in.
And I didn't really love her, so I was gonna try other routes, and Dr. Salisbury ended up showing up on my Facebook feed, and it was perfect. It was exactly what I needed. It was, I knew I had neck issues, and the testimonials fit very well with my story.
What? Your testimonial now? This is amazing.
It's a full circle, so I want to spread the news. And
cool.
Anyway, so I've had lots of things fixed since being here. Anxiety, one of the big things, anxiety twitches.
Can you tell us about that.
So I would feel like I would do something dumb where I'd go like this, and it wasn't like just doing it normally. It would I'd say or do something dumb, and I'd literally go ugh, and I got to the point where I couldn't even tell why I was upset or anxious about it exactly.
Yeah, these little twitches all the time. Yeah.
And so as soon as I think when I started seeing Dr. Salisbury when he adjusted my neck, it went down from several times a day to once a day.
Remember what we're doing, there's less than 2% of chiropractors actually go to the particular type of additional schooling to get upper cervical study, which is the very, very top of the neck. Most people aren't even addressing this at all. So it's the most freely movable bone in the neck, and it's more prone for misalignment. And we have a very specialized table and machine. You can look at our website on how we realign this. It's to take very precision x-rays. We can see how much it's misaligned, and that can pinch off blood flow, cerebral spinal fluid flow. And you can name a symptom, and it could be related to it in some way. And that's why we see these laundry lists of problems going away. So tell us more about what you were just saying.
So chronic fatigue.
Oh, yeah, chronic fatigue.
I sleep better at night. It's easier to get up in the morning. And
do you have sleep apnea?
No, I don't think I do.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's because I think my neck's out of alignment, and we forgot my vagus nerve. We didn't put this on here. My vagus nerve had issues.
Oh yeah.
And having that fixed has helped with my gut. Yeah.
The gut is the second brain, and so when there's a disconnect between there's different causes. We screen for different things, but if it's coming from the top of the neck, that can inhibit the gut from functioning normally. So there's bloatedness, sometimes there's constipation, and those resolve when this is aligned. It's just the way it goes, okay? Except if we could get the results of this put into drug, we'd make a lot of money, wouldn't we?
Seriously. So neck pain's been gone.
Neck pain.
Anxiety. My memory's improved. My jaw, there was tension in my jaw, and that's been much, much improved.
Awesome.
And, and the thing isn't just my life in general. I feel like I can feel and notice the world around me better, and I can be a part of my life and the world and be more social and happy.
Cool. And then tell us this. We also, after she started getting a lot better with just doing the upper cervical alignments, what's the other treatment we did to you that you noticed an improvement with?
It's my favorite. It's a Vielight laser machine. It does photobiomodulation. And I remember the first night I used it, I couldn't sleep because it just had woken up my brain to the point where it just was running the thoughts that I hadn't had it feel like in 4 years, because I'd had chemo at one point for one of my fun treatments that they didn't really help me, and so fixing that, my brain actually works 10 times better than it used to.
There's a diagnosis called chemo brain, and no one's given anything afterwards to fix that, but there's a lot of cool things that we're aware of. So we do infrared low-level laser on her brain and up her nose, and it worked so well that even without it, you could feel a difference with that. So you end up purchasing a device.
Yeah, I got my own device, and it's crazy because I'll use it every morning, and it's like a better shot than a caffeine shot. Like it's just
Awesome.
I use it to wake up and it's like, oh my gosh, it's a great day. And like this morning, I used it on my way to work because I didn't have time before I left, so I just used it in the car and just drove with it. But it's really fun because when I have anxiety some days and I'll put it on, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you'll see there's the other story we just recently had of a nurse, and she finally slept all the way through the night because of that. And we've had lots of developmentally delayed kids where they use it, and it totally changes their temperament and their mood and their anxieties. There's tons of these studies from Harvard and the VA and Boston University School of Medicine. You always hear me quoting these studies. But we have so many studies showing it's equivalent to antidepressants, where it's improving better than anything else Alzheimer's disease. It's reversing cognitive decline and things like that. It really energizes the cells of the brain. And you can learn more on our website, but it obviously regenerates and helps with the tissue from the years of deficit that she had from neck misalignment at the top of her neck.
Yeah. So it's been crazy, and I do not regret coming. And I don't know, I've been telling everybody about it. I'm like, you have to go. Well, I love how the first time I came in, there was measurements. He's like, oh, you're off here. And I was like, wait, that's not what I came in here for. Like, it was just crazy, the different things that he noticed because of the things he can look for.
Cool. Well, thank you for sharing that. Have a happy day, everyone. And let your peeps know. Share this. Let people know about how they can get better so they don't have to suffer and they don't have to go through life living off of drugs and being dependent on, all the bad stuff out there. So have a happy day.